help someone learn something, I think it's time to do it. Embrace the cringe, live strong and prosper, so you can finish faster, which is a good thing sometimes, not. Okay, let's go. I have my coffee, I also have my water. Rehydrate before caffeinate. So the topic of today's conversation is going to be dynamic effort. As you may know or may not know, the way I train is a powerlifting type of training, and I'm using Conjugate method. I have few years of experience, but I tried different methods, and this is the method I'm chosen a while ago, and I think it gives me most progress so far. It just makes a lot of sense to train like that in general, so because it also gives you a lot of extra benefits, not just like you're going to be stronger, but because of course you're going to be stronger on most of powerlifting programs, but on this specific program it will give you most longevity, so you will be more healthy for a longer time, and you can train longer and harder for the rest of your life. So it also is more beneficial for the looking at your lifetime in general. It's also fun. So I will discuss specific days of Conjugate method in different videos. So this one is going to be entirely focused on dynamic effort. I will be talking to you, and in the meantime I will be showing you some of the videos of my trainings, possibly someone else as well, but I will be focusing on myself, see how it goes. If you don't know me, my name is Adrian, I'm 34, I live in Netherlands. Okay, so I will be talking about general rules. Also, I will be focusing most of my time with you on my experience and the way I chose to train. You need to select percentages and stuff like that based on you, basically. This video will be entirely focused on dynamic effort. On the next videos I will also tell you about the max effort. So basically in Conjugate method you have 4 days. You have max effort lower, max effort upper, dynamic effort lower and dynamic effort upper. Basically dynamic effort has one goal, and the goal is to make you faster in the lift, in your main lift. The max effort purpose is to get more familiar with training. At some point it's going to get extremely hard and slow. An example, when you bench press, there is a point called sticking point where the barbell just stops and you have to give everything you have to finish the movement. In different people, the sticking point is in a different part of the motion. Everyone is different. In some cases it's speed of the chest is the problem. In some cases lockout is the problem. It all depends on your leverages and your strength muscle wise. Me for example, I always miss with the lockout. Yeah, so same with the deadlifts and squat. If you have this figured out, you can select specific accessories. In general, the way to approach your training, because if you know what needs to be fixed and you fix it, you basically get stronger. Dynamic effort is going to make you faster, basically be better in accelerating the barbell. Okay, one more thing, because some people think to start Conjugate method you have to have a lot of equipment, and it's actually not true. You just need barbell, bench basically and power rack. You don't need even bands, but bands are cheap and they have a lot of versatility. It's a lot better with the bands, but you don't really need bands. Definitely you don't need any special bars or things like that, but if you have them, that's great, because the more versatility is better, especially when you have more experience, because when you start you don't need to be as less specific as you need to be later, because you don't have experience. So yeah, it's easier to progress with basic stuff at the beginning. That's what I mean. Let's talk about dynamic effort lower. What I do, I have 4 exercises. First exercise is squats. On dynamic effort lower I use 50% of my 1 rep max. on week 1 of the wave. On week 2 I use 55% of my 1 rep max, and on week 3 I use 60% of my 1 rep max. And what I do is I'm going 3 weeks with high bar squats, and after those 3 weeks I change my main exercise to box squats, low bar box squats, and I also do 3 weeks with that, and I rotate it. So I'm doing high bar free squat, and after that I'm doing low bar box squat, then again high bar free squat, low bar box squat, 3 weeks, you know what I mean. Okay, you may ask, do you need to change it? What kind of exercise do you need? You have to select it yourself, and you have to decide yourself, because you may go like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks with same exercise. You can change it every week, it all depends. There is like general rules to that. I will link the articles in description, but pretty much you have to figure it out yourself. The most important thing is you select exercise that are actually helping you, and I chose those because high bar squat, I treat it as like my competition movement, even though I not compete at the moment, at least. I need to constantly be better with this. I don't want to forget how to do it, and I also spend a lot of time to get my mobility the way I have it right now, so I can actually hit depth and do the movement properly. And it's not easy with my leverages because I'm tall and I have very long limbs, and also I rotate it with box squats low bar because it helps me to build up my hip strength. And it's easier on your knees. At least some people observe it like it's easier on your knees. Okay, so stronger hips makes my sumo deadlift better, and my sumo deadlift better. If it's going to get stronger, my conventional deadlift is going to get stronger. This is basically like how the conjugate method works. If you make something you suck better, you make something else better. These things can be indicators that you are going to make progress in your main lifts that you most likely care about most. Okay, so I have my squats, like I said, it's 50%, 55 and 60. And I'm doing 12 sets of 2 on the week 1. After that I'm doing 10 sets of 2 on week 2 and 8 sets of 2 on week 3. And after that I'm doing deadlifts, also 50% on week 1, 55% on week 2, and 60% on week 3. But on deadlifts I'm doing just singles, I'm not doing reps. Specificity of deadlifts may require that you do the singles, because a lot of people, when they do sets of multiple reps, they tend to struggle mostly with the first rep, and they have easier time doing the rest of the reps because of stretch reflex and stuff like that. So when you focus on singles, you get better with singles, and if you're watching this video, you probably care mostly about singles because you want to get stronger in powerlifting, or you just want to get stronger in your maximum strength. So yeah, it's on deadlift it's 50%, 55 and 60%, but I'm doing singles, and I do first week I'm doing 8 singles, second week I'm doing 6 singles, and third week I'm doing 4 singles. And after 2 weeks I change exercise, same as like I did with the squats. Exercise selection for me is based on my weakness, which is pulling off the floor, breaking the inertia, pulling the bar from the starting position, like first few centimeters, inches of the floor. That's my sticking point, that's my weakness. This is where I struggle the most. So as always in conjugate method approachment, I'm trying to fix my weaknesses. Deficit deadlift and post deadlift. I'm pausing a few centimeters of the floor, and when I'm doing deficit deadlifts, I'm using like 8 centimeters, this many inches. Yeah, so I'm doing 3 weeks of those, and after this 3 weeks of those, and I also rotate it same like with the squat. So yeah, we have our squat, we have our deadlift. This is 2 exercises, and I said I'm doing 4. So on the dynamic effort lower, third exercise is for me at least most of the time is kettlebell swing. The reason behind this, because this movement in general is also very good for the speed, because it's exercise is great for the power development in general, You also train your grip, you also train your core strength, you train your posture. Easy to like arrange everything because I just grab the kettlebell and I start doing it. I don't need to change anything in the rack or anything, because I also try to be efficient with my time and space. Also, I really struggle with the dynamic part of the training in general because I'm not very dynamic person. Yeah, I'm very fatigued after the main part of the workout, so I'm not doing anything heavy the weights wise. So after the kettlebell swing, I'm doing Romanian deadlifts. On the dynamic effort day, I'm doing Romanian deadlifts with the kettlebell or the dumbbell, and on the max effort day, I'm doing Romanian deadlifts with the barbell. Max effort day, I'm doing it heavier. Dynamic effort day, I'm just like going through the motion and trying to use my muscle and get some hypertrophy movement in those areas. Also, what I use kettlebell swing and Romanian deadlift is because it also helps with my weaknesses, because my weaknesses is my hamstring and my glutes. So if I get those stronger, if I get speed of the floor better, and if I get like everything I said better, I will get stronger with deadlifts, because if you fix your weaknesses, you will fix your lift. You're only as strong as your weakest link, basically. So find your weak link, that's the main goal. And the weak link changes a little bit from time to time, and you have to constantly analyze and look into it and change your program, which also I like. And this is also one of the reasons I chose Conjugate method, because I'm a very analytical person. Yeah, one more thing, and this is something I added lately, and it also I see great benefit in this. Counting your rest times, because sometimes you think it's only 1 minute break and it's like 15 or something. I was told to count my breaks and make sure it's like 30 seconds. Here you have the structure, everything I said. Also, what I do is add accommodating resistance. So you don't need to do this, but if you don't do it, I would recommend to add like 25% to the percentages I just told you. You will see a great benefit if you use accommodating resistance, and it could be bands, it could be chains, but I think easier. The bands work better and they are more versatile and easier and doesn't make noise. But I also like chains. I had a lot of fun with chains, good old times in UK. Accommodating resistance, bands are great because you progressively increase resistance during the concentric portion of the movement. If you do this, more muscle fibers need to be recruited. More motor unit recruit fast twitching fibers in your muscles, and the way you do it is going fast at specific technique. You shouldn't really break your technique. The technique should be as perfect as it can all of the time, even if you're doing max effort, but I will talk about this later. If you use bands, it also helps to accomplish your goal, which is to get faster, teaching yourself to accelerate better, to put more force into the movement, into the barbell, so you can finish faster, which is a good thing sometimes, not always. I already talked about the dynamic effort lower. Let's talk about dynamic effort upper.